Good day, everyone. Welcome to our lesson, Types of Communication. We have here verbal and non-verbal communication, and we have also visual communication. Okay, so depending on what is being considered, communication as a term takes on different mode, resulting in people having different types or different views on communication types. Okay, so a message may be conveyed via these types. We have the verbal, non-verbal communication, and the visual communication. Through communication is often tough of as verbal, the non-verbal mode is equally essential as it enhances one's message. Okay, so we have here, okay, let's start with the verbal. Okay, so we have the types of communication according to mode. We have the verbal and the non-verbal communication. And also we have the visual communication. Okay, so we have the verbal. Okay, so what do you mean of verbal and non-verbal communication? Effective communication calls for the blending of these two types. One cannot be separated from the other. For instance, door-to-door salesperson who demonstrate product knowledge can only be effective if they know how to properly punctuate what they say with proper gestures and facial expressions. Their communication with the customer begins upon greeting him, her with a welcoming smile, then assessing customer needs and answering customers' queries, enhanced by gestures and friendly, a happy and pleasant disposition. It is only tough this mode that a salesperson with excellent communication skills are able to provide the best information needed, thereby convincing the client to patronize their products. Okay, so when you are in a senior high school, you are trained to blend verbal and nonverbal modes of communication. In fact, when meeting people for the first time, as what you have experienced many times, the initial meeting, when you speak during the first few minutes, is significant as it leaves a lasting impression in your listeners. Okay, you show interest in meeting these people by acknowledging their presence through an amiable, congenial disposition. This presence through an amiable, congenial disposition and a smiling face. Okay, so rather than that, or rather than just speaking, it is to use the nonverbal code through handshake and approval facial expressions and a kind disposition of character. Okay, so that is verbal and non-verbal communication. Okay, what about a visual communication? Okay, this visual communication, on the other hand, is a type of communication that uses a visual or convey information and or messages. Some examples are signs, symbols, imaginary maps, graphs, charts, diagrams, pictograms, photos, drawings or illustrations, and even various forms of electronic communication. Okay, so visual communication, in addition, now occupies an important role in any work environment. For instance, during presentation, instructor, manager, doctors, lawyers, legislators, and the like use visual to transfer data into editable information. Very likely, they will have a greater success in catching the attention for the audience, making the latter easy recall the information. Okay, so that is what we call visual communication. Okay, so that's all for the visual and non-visual communication, and then verbal and non-verbal communication. Thank you so much for listening. Keep safe and God bless.